All right, welcome to another edition of Soccer Circle Real Talk. I'm one of your hosts, Father Quest. On the weekend for you, we bring to you a lot of the top news and results from the English Premier League and the world of football. I'm going to first introduce to you the other hosts for you. We got first off to my right, we have King Yeyo.
Big up yourself, Father Quest.
Followed by J-Man.
Yo, London CFC, you already know.
And then we got Ty.
Respect.
Of course, we bring you the top news from all across the world of football, and in your rundown, we give you the real talk, all the real scoop of all the sports and all the action coming to you across the globe. Some F1 action and maybe some NBA news as well. So it's fun. Get locked in. Make sure you like and subscribe and share on all of our platforms on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, SoundCloud, of course, and on YouTube at Soccer Circle Real Talk. And big up our sponsors, Global Meds by any other name. And of course, One Stamp Closer. So first, let's get into the match day 32 results. With the English Premier League, we had a plethora of games. How do you guys feel about some of these results for match day 32?
Well, City had a big result today. Or yesterday, I should say. Took them back up into the top four contention. You know, after today's results, they back into fifth. Mm-hmm. But I think they did good. They came from behind with that result. I think that was good. You know, De Bruyne stepped up, did a few good things in that game. But other than that, the only other, that Everton result was crazy for Nottingham Forest because it knocked them back with their top four hopes, their Champions League hopes. But they still in and about the areas with in the Europa League. Mm-hmm. So so the only other real result was Tottenham just was embarrassing, but I can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So was my club.
Big up all the people in North London, of course.
But it's Arsenal, man. Arsenal, they dropped the ball. So I'll let you guys go ahead. What you guys got to say?
Arsenal usually drops the ball all the time, so I'm not really worried about these guys. Shout out to the Arsenal people, but you know what it is. I think they had a couple good games, like you said, the Everton game, Decore, the Savior, you know, that goal was off the hook, so I think that was pretty good. Yeah, it was a good look, man. Nottingham Forest, I needed that result, but it ain't do much for me any which way.
We'll get into a look of the table shortly. Ty, what do you think about this weekend's results?
Yesterday I was watching the City Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace took a quick early 2-goal lead on them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And actually they had gotten a third, but they called it outside. Mm-hmm. They would have been in, hell if that goal would have scored, But big respect to City. They're a big club, and City if anybody in the Premier League could come back, it's City. It's one. Yeah. They're one of the teams that would do a big comeback. I didn't watch the Everton or even see the highlights or
I have
the
time
result.
to watch them.
Nah, but that's a big result.
It is,
what's his name? Mm-hmm. Coming back to the coach, coming back to Everton,
Moise.
and Moise and having them, doing good.
Moise.
That's a big look for them, And I gotta give props where props is due, So yeah, that's a big result. Arsenal, like you guys say, always, swim far to drum it. That's how we call it, That's crazy, bro. They had not to get into any other leagues, but they did very good in Champions League, and they are
very good against Real Madrid.
And just to come back and be in the Premier League and have a 1-1 draw against a lower seeded side, But nevertheless, they didn't lose. But yeah.
Well, chasing Liverpool at the top of the table. So let's get into our team's matches of the weekend. First, we'll get into the Chelsea FC with the final match results. First, Chelsea with a 2-2 draw taking on Ipswich Town at Stamford Bridge over in West London. Let's get into Enciso first starting off the scoring in the 19th minute with the goal for Ipswich Town, followed by Ben Johnson in the 31st minute, and then Tuanzebe with the own goal credited for Chelsea FC bringing one back for them, and then Sancho, the boy wonder, as we call him, we'll get into him into this segment, equalizing the game in the 79th minute, and Chelsea coming away with a 2-2 result. Let's go to our resident Chelsea FC man, J-Man. What do you think about that result there?
Oh man, be honest with you, man, we bottled it. I really think that we could have done a lot better. I think the last game we had against them was over at Ipswich on December 30th, and that was 2-0. And they didn't even have Liam Delap and Hutchinson, which were the two scorers back in December. So to have those two major players out, and I think they had some other injuries as well too, and we could only scrap the draw. I think it was something crazy for us. So man, shout out to Sancho. I want really good for him, you know what I mean? But, you know, what we needed him to do today, I wish he would have done that a lot more, which is kick the ball at the goal, whether it went in or it didn't. So, but other than that, I don't make the calls at Chelsea. So if we keep him, we keep him. If we don't, we don't. But I still think he's a good player, but I needed him a little bit more for the season. But it's not all about him. I think a lot of players could have done a lot better today. Nico was, subpar. I think the midfield, it just was a lot going on today, man. I'm just not happy with the result.
Ipswich Town at the bottom of the table, though, in 18th place, 21 points, 4 wins, 9 draws, 19 losses on the season. We expect a better result from Chelsea as we look at some of the match statistics. 34 shots compared to 13, 9 shots on target compared to 4, 73% to 27, percent possession. Way by far amount of passes. What is the defining factor for Chelsea FC? Is it too much talent going in? Is it like unwavering decision of like who to feature and start every week in and week out? Like,
I just think they just like a headless horseman. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a flock with no real shepherd. You know what I mean? They just really don't know who they are right now. We don't really have an identity established with the club. So, and even on the pitch, I mean, we got a couple quality players, I'm not going to lie, but the fusion within the team is just not working. The cohesiveness is just not there. So, I mean, back to the drawing board. I don't want to go into how we spend again. We spent too much money to be in this position that we're in right now. So,
team that features Madueke, Neto, Caicedo, Fernandez, possibly a lot of money spent. We talked about it. Like, talk about it. Y'all boys mad coy. Talk about it. Like,
that's
we just here.
That's three. That's like what,
keep it real.
Like 350 million in the midfield.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Chelsea problem is overall. What I'm saying is, what I'm upset about is us giving them a player like Jadon Sancho, when clearly
you could use him right now.
We could have used a player like that today.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to you guys.
So, that's my issue. And a lot of Chelsea supporters giving the boy stick and talking bad about him, but today he saved you. You know what I'm saying? So
I can dig it.
So who else is doing something? Like I hear it. All right, he could have did more. He should do more, but none of them other dudes doing nothing. So why is no one saying their names? Like, what's up with that?
I mean, I think it's just the fact that I think they're thinking about the Dortmund version of Sancho, and what he did over in Germany is not translating over into Chelsea. So we expect more of somebody who's a high caliber player.
Still don't got nothing to do with why you're not saying nothing about the other guys.
I mean, we already said what it was about these players already. They just not performing. I already said that already. There's no cohesiveness. These players are just. They
might be worried about Saweetie so much because he's like posted up on the sideline. That's what he's worried about in West London. You know what I mean? Icy.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? Super icy. But good goal by Sancho.
That was a great goal. It was a great goal.
We're talking about that. Great finish by him, probably a top goal contender.
My whole thing with Sancho is not a consistent baller for me. Yeah. I feel like he would have 2 good games and he's gonna go into a slump. I guarantee you that's his. You're shaking your head, but this is what is happening on a consistent basis. That's
Does
how
he make
plays.
Man City squad? Like, he left Man City, came to Man U, Dortmund, or went to Dortmund from Man City, Man U,
I feel like-
back to Dortmund, back
Yeah.
to Man U.
I
Like,
don't
Imagine
see
if you-
nobody on City balling. Like, I don't see nobody on City balling consistently. I don't see nobody on Man United balling consistently. I don't see nobody on Chelsea balling consistently.
How about
And if I put his numbers up against other people, his numbers ain't looking too bad. And he missed some games. He missed a
and
few
you know,
games.
and this is the thing.
due to illness.
Sometimes I feel like we watch the stats too much. Sometimes you have to watch. You have to watch the
look at the stats
gameplay.
say, yeah, you
gotta
definitely
watch
have
the
to watch them
gameplay,
play.
bro.
But we watching the gameplay, and the dude is linking play, and he progressing with the ball. And if you watch the gameplay, you see the kind of play he is, and he's not the kind of player that's gonna run out there and do the fancy take-ons. But he's gonna be tidy. He's not gonna lose the ball, and he's gonna progress it up the pitch.
I feel like he plays back a lot. That's for me. I feel like his majority of his stuff, and I was watching some podcast the other day, and this is what's his name? Wright Phillips, and he's saying most of these wingers, him and Nani saying the same thing. Most of these wingers that they have. They see you in a one-on-one basis, they're not going to take you on.
There's like this Instagram thing that J-Man sent me. There's like this Instagram thing that J-Man sent me that's like from IMDK, where it's like imitating all the footballers. It has Madueke, Sterling, and Neto and all of them. They make their game predictable. That's why I bring it up. They make the game predictable. It's just like they're doing this styling out there like it's for TV, like it's for show. Like, come on, take on players.
You mentioned Dortmund style Sancho. He didn't take players on at Dortmund. He that's not his style.
Are you watching the German league? You watch him at Dortmund?
I watched him at Dortmund. Mm-hmm. He don't take players on like that. He'll progress the ball, and there's a give and go thing. He'll go, he'll move with the ball, he'll move with the progression of the game. People want him to be something that he not. You get what you know what he is. You can get him to come here, and you matter what he is when he come here.
Nah, but I feel like that's why they buy him.
Today, wouldn't you have loved to have him out there?
For us? I would take anybody
would he have made
the
a
way how we
difference?
are right now, bro. I would take anybody.
You have a more defensive style of play. We'll get into, but I feel like you guys have a more defensive style of play. But any last thoughts on Chelsea?
To be honest, I think it's I think it's just down to the tactics. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's style.
Because it's not all on Jadon Sancho.
No, it's definitely not. But I think because of tactics, the emphasis on tactics nowadays was more freelance back in the days where players could express themselves. Mm-hmm. So now you got this whole run this formation, wing back, do this, invert this, that, and the third. So there's a lack of freedom and expression from individual players. Right. So we got Sancho playing Maresca ball, and it's horrible. It makes him look horrible because he's the guy on the pitch. But I'm sure if he back in Dortmund, I think he was more free to express himself, and that's why everybody wanted Sancho at the time that he was there.
I mean, the league too. We can't compare the Bundesliga to Premier League also because the Premier League is very high demand, pace. Bro, you got to be ready because I see it on a consistent basis. Players come from different leagues and to the Premier League, and they don't worth nothing. Like, why spend all this money on you?
Like, how much preparation goes in, being ex-professional ball? Like, how much preparation do we see, like, the fans watching compared to, like, it's not that easy just to go out there and play. It's a lot of preparation.
I mean, it's high demand. You got to be ready physically, mentally. You got to be ready for all the TV talks that sometimes all of that mentally mess up players. You come from a league whereby
so imagine what Sancho
there's barely
going through.
Interviews that I go and deal with. The Premier League, for example, Manchester United, and me and J-Man was talking about this the other day. There's a lot of pressure just being on that club.
Yeah.
Just from the commercial perspective of it. So players don't have their mindset ready for a game because I have to go to this commercial or I have to go to this interview. Mm-hmm. But my mind is not set for the game. It's too much of that.
It's what you sign up for. It's the life with what you sign up for. Like, you wouldn't sign up for it?
My problem is this, right? We say these players come to the Premier League and they can't play, right? They leave the Premier League to go to another team outside the Premier League. And then we see them. We see them in the European competition. And they sauce us. You know what I'm saying? They slap us. And they split
Just
us
Manchester
out. You know what I'm
United.
saying? And just Manchester United? 'Cause I saw you get spliffed out. I saw fucking Liverpool get spliffed out.
That's our
Thank
Champions
you.
League.
So that's all I'm saying.
In penalties, anyway.
And
last thoughts.
And a lot of them
Yeah, go
teams
ahead.
got a lot of some Premier League rejects that be out there and they come out and they style us.
Because it's football.
But that happens though. It happens.
Experience in the Premier League will go a long way at those other clubs and teams.
Also, you want to
How
prove
to be a
yourself. You want
professional.
to prove yourself. Oh, this club rejected me. I'm gonna show myself to. Oh, I'm gonna show myself.
But why you gotta wait to become a reject?
No,
to
but
show
I'm telling you,
yourself?
that's how people are.
Because sometimes you get a second chance. It's like
how
watching that
people-
movie. You ever
that's
seen
how
that movie
fans are.
Goal? Where the guy is like from Mexico and he gets a trial at Newcastle United
Yeah.
and then he becomes a Premier League player. Like, you gotta like take that shit. You
Bro, I
get a
think-
second chance.
I think
Like,
first impressions make lasting impressions.
I know, but sometimes some
It don't happen
players
that way,
ruin
though.
it.
Yeah.
I did service.
crazy.
I mean, they go like that and they go like
You like
this.
resurrect your career, going to another league, and then you get a big transfer.
could dig it.
Anyway, that's Chelsea FC 2-2 draw against Ipswich Town.
Any lasting remarks you want to just give out to your Chelsea
man.
youths right
to-
now?
yo,
Let me
I'm
know.
TG, we're gonna get into the next one, which is Liverpool.
Hold on, he wasn't giving it back.
He did it slide over. He slide. Yeah.
I sorry.
Real short and sweet. It's
Not
all
yet.
good.
Go
Real
ahead.
short
We're
and
gonna
sweet.
get Chelsea FC.
I'm just really disappointed with what's going on. I think we did a good job at staying in the upper half of the table for the season, but I still think that after 3 years with the money that we spent, we should be in a way better position that we're in right now. I'm really frustrated. It's actually a cataclysmic performance that they've had for the last 3 years, and I'm looking forward to brighter days from them. With the money that
It's
we
been
spent.
Serious
cataclysmic
talk
for the last like few months
from the
with
boardroom.
Chelsea. They've been going down.
Yeah, they've been
I
at
was
a good
going up
pace.
there. It was
the
last
Cole
time we
Palmer show,
spoke.
that's
You was
why.
on some
He's
title charge. Like
I did say
Yeah.
that.
People was pumping.
I
He's been
I
cold.
said I didn't want it.
He's been cold.
Look how it
Yeah.
went, and look how it went since then.
Yeah,
you
I
feel what I'm saying? So
they up a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
I believe
And
he had
today
assists
against
today.
Ipswich. That's ridiculous. Against Ipswich, that's crazy.
Appreciate that.
it's
It's the honest
crazy.
truth. Appreciate
All right, well, that's Chelsea FC again, 2-2 draw against Ipswich Town. We're going to get into Liverpool FC taking on West Ham United at home at Anfield.
The Hammers.
The Hammers, bro. Hammer
Who
time.
came to town. Always unpredictable. West Ham United, recent Europa Conference League winners
Yeah.
in Europe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
who had Moise, but definitely have Graham Powder now, who J-Man knows so well from Chelsea FC. We'll get into Liverpool FC taking on West Ham United now with a 2-1 result at Anfield on the weekend. This morning, Liverpool had an early 1-0 lead from Luis Diaz in the 18th minute for a long time throughout the game, as I was watching it this morning. But the game ended up 2-1. Wasn't quite the result I was expecting. I thought Liverpool definitely was going to get the draw with another blunder coming from Andy Robertson and Virgil van Dijk. But he redeemed himself with a 2-1 victory off a set piece. So
I thought Van Dijk kicked Robertson's head off.
that was the latter part of the game, right?
That was crazy. That was crazy.
That was a crazy
I
moment
thought
within
it was
itself.
for the own goal.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the own goal.
Yo, they showed a clip of Robertson barking.
Yeah.
He said F. He said, he was
wild,
barking,
yeah.
getting crazy
Yo.
at it.
But that's lack of communication though,
Yeah.
from both defenders. Even the positioning from Van Dijk as a central defender, you don't face your back and try to clear. Like you're facing your goal and you try to clear. You don't. Anything could happen, and that's exactly what happened with that goal. You know.
He definitely hasn't been communicating well, I think, in the recent games, like even in the Fulham game where we took that loss last weekend in 3-2 against them. He's just been off his game, but I don't know if it's like contract talks. We know Salah signed back
He re-signed, right?
a new 2-year contract.
Yeah.
So I hear Virgil's supposed to be signed soon. You know, I'm repping Virgil today, but definitely he pulled through because
Yeah, he did.
that's
He
a
surely
big
did.
captain
Yeah.
could pull through. So I'm just hoping we can wrap up the title. I think with an Ipswich win over Arsenal next weekend on the week of April 20th, with the Ipswich win and a Liverpool win over Leicester, we can wrap up the title that weekend.
That's crazy.
Not to steal the shine, but I think it might work out that y'all, the game we have against y'all coming up, y'all might win or play us, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna lose that game. Y'all might be at. I'm pretty sure
That's away at Chelsea. I know because
sure.
after that we have Arsenal. I know we have Chelsea and Arsenal coming up.
Those are.
They do that at the bridge. That's
But
How many
hopefully,
points are you guys ahead?
76,
I think-
something like that, right?
13 points.
If it was Arsenal in the top, I would say
32
Arsenal would
games.
have, Arsenal would have blundered that lead.
That's Baco job, bro.
That's crazy.
I was so glad
that.
about the Brentford result over the weekend.
Six games left.
6, yeah.
That's crazy, yo.
Now we play Leicester next. Arsenal play Ipswich.
And the form is crazy. Arsenal form.
Arsenal form is always good.
Draw, win, draw. Liverpool, win.
Can we go to the
Arsenal,
match
win.
statistics, please? TG.
Ridiculous, bro.
TG.
So
Has Grabenbach been missing for a while? I feel like I haven't seen him for a little.
he was injured.
He was?
He's injured, right?
Yeah. I think coming back from the European break with the Netherlands.
Great pickup, yo. Great acquisition.
Pass accuracy 85%, tied up with West Ham, 494 passes to 406, possession 55 to 45%, and then 15 to 11 shots, and then 6 and 4 shots on target for the weekend. 10 corners compared to 3. No yellow cards for Liverpool.
Who's the aggressor amongst my people? Huh? What's up there?
I don't know who the referee was. I think it was Kavanaugh, one of these guys out here. I don't even
guys
know.
out
So, yeah, these referees, we already know the referees get crazy. So I'm not even going to go into them. Don't want to find me.
But I feel like the referee kind of saved you all in a sense. I feel like
Because they said
that was
McAllister could have been off the pitch.
Yeah, no, the corner that scored.
Don't even let me get started on the
No,
way
but
Calica should be off the pitch. And they never send him off the pitch. Why they never
What
send him
about
off the pitch?
Everton's red card?
What happened was the second goal I scored, it was from a corner, but the play that developed before that, it was a
Said it
foul.
was a
And,
foul?
for me, I felt it. I mean, it could be questionable also.
You calling the foul if you
They
referee?
question. I mean, they had a percentage of being a damn foul.
With the
They
one
let how much things go on in the box?
One on Pagata. That wasn't a foul?
I mean, yeah, it could have been.
Yeah, it's a foul.
Yeah,
But it's
but
not-
that,
is it a red card?
You know what I'm saying?
but that lead.
Is it a red card? Like, what is it?
That lead up to the goal because what's the
Right.
name? Shoot the shot. Ariola saved it. I mean, it was going wide anyways, but
But how much decisions are we going to go through our time to be like, all right, this one or that one, tit for tat?
I
Like,
hate you.
No, but I'm just saying, yeah.
Call it at least.
I'm
I
just
think
saying, but
sometimes
that-
it plays out in the game. If you're ref in the game, I haven't ref anything substantially, but like in refing and thinking of the game, you're like, if you were late on a call or a decision, you're making it up in the game for the team that
it could be.
was in disadvantage.
So you don't feel like Liverpool get away with murder?
I think
No, but y'all call us Liverpool and all these different names. Liverpool, like, but I feel like sometimes the coin is not in our favor.
All right, no doubt.
But we've done well consistently, and they never play us as favorites.
Who? Liverpool?
Liverpool, they never play as favorites. All the favorites are always Manchester City. We were favorites to win the league this year?
No.
What? They were?
No.
But
City was.
to win.
So what you? No,
To
City
what-
was
to
not
what-
no
Have
Have
favorites
we been
to
the
me.
favorites other years? We've been consistent playing against Manchester City for the league, and everybody talks about Arsenal.
Yeah.
City was favorites until Rodrigo.
But once Rodrigo left,
Rodrigo went down.
that was it.
That's what
that
they
was
changed
that was all Liverpool
what
after
they
that
changed.
because it's always been y'all two going head to head.
But everybody always talk about Arsenal. And the
Arsenal
women,
are the bottle jobs.
and they
We know
want them
this,
to win.
Who talk about them? They want them.
bro. Ain't nobody talking.
All
about
them
Arsenal,
there.
man.
All them that did that. As we get onto it, that's Liverpool FC with a 2-1 win. On the weekend, we have Leicester wrapping up. So hopefully wrap up the title. Our 20th in league. So we might be square with the Manchester United folks out there. Chelsea has no talk.
Hey, whoa,
in
wait,
the
don't do that.
discussion.
Don't do that.
So you can mute his mic
Don't
if
do
you
that.
want.
Don't-
TJ, don't worry about
Don't
it.
do that.
TJ.
Don't do
All right.
that.
Liverpool are
Yeah,
my
just gotta
rival.
congratulate when it's
Nah.
time. Like, give
that's
thanks.
it.
and
They're
praise.
our rivals, but I feel like
One-
they're one of the most consistent team. I mean, in the style of play, I feel like they're very entertaining. As much as, like I said, the big rivalry, but it's one team that I enjoy watching play. They're maybe because the style of football that I like. They're at fast pace. They defend as a team. They attack as a unit.
I don't know how he watch. Y'all.
Just bobblehead action over here.
I don't even watch y'all play.
It's just
I'm a football fan. First. I'm a football fan
course,
first. Ex-professional footballer, so I love
Of course.
You know
enjoy
something about
analyzing,
expertise?
yeah.
He knows expertise. You know something about expertise?
Let him do his thing.
Okay.
For me,
Yeah.
for me personally, son.
All right. What do you think? I mean, yeah.
No, I'm saying big up Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? You guys play well. Good football. I feel like the appointment of Arne Slot was good. It was happened to just work out.
Surprising,
you know
but it worked out.
Yeah, surprising, it worked out. It's really good. But
Never heard of this guy.
I'll watch y'all play big teams. You know what I'm saying? I can't watch y'all play the little teams. I want to see somebody give y'all a test. Nobody give y'all a test, really. West Ham gave y'all a little test today. I watched the game. West Ham gave y'all a little test
They
today.
did give us a test. Like,
was-
it's
it was-
definitely
it was
not
decent.
a 2-1 result
Yeah.
out there. All right, thank you. Let's get into. I know they've probably been delaying. This is Newcastle United and Manchester United. An interesting match, as I said, on the docket. Coming into this one, Manchester United in the lower half of the table and Newcastle vying for Champions League spots with 5 places for the English Premier League teams for Europe for next season in a new format. So that's very interesting. So a very close-knit fight. As we know, Chelsea being knocked out of the top 4 for the moment with their
You knocked out the top 5 for the moment.
top 5. Thank you for the moment with their draw over the weekend. But going into this match, we had Tonali starting off the match in the 24th minute. 1-0 to Newcastle United. Then Garnacho right before halftime, 37th minute. Rightly so. Nice run from Gallo up the wing with the pass to him.
That pass was everything.
Nice finish, placement, strikers, mentality. So coming out of halftime, we thought, the match was pretty fair and even. I thought so, watching it. And then Barnes with 2 goals, a brace on the evening in the 49th minute and the 64th minute. And then Gomares totally sealing off the match in the 77th minute. 4-1 result. What are your guys' takes on it? King Yeyo?
Yeah, from I saw the setup. From the lineup, I saw Eriksson out there. I see Lindelof out there.
I don't know where he came.
Lindelof still plays for y'all? Wow.
Lindelof.
Wow.
8 years been there.
Let's see who else was out there for Manchester United in the lineup.
Mazzarari,
Yeah, that's a good player for y'all.
started.
Lenny Euro.
I just think your lineup is a little bit too defensive where you need some attacking plays. The who's this new guy? Harry Amos, 18-year-old.
Harry Amos.
He's from the academy. He
from the
seemed
academy.
promising. He didn't play
He's
bad.
a
He's a decent
debut
player.
today.
He's a very decent player.
He's a promising youngster. Played very well today. You know what I'm saying?
But
No
I
fault,
definitely
if
thought
anything.
you probably should have saw Harlan a little bit earlier.
Hoyland.
Nah.
Or Kyrie
For-
Mano.
for what?
Because Xerxes was
Mano
good to me.
did.
As I said, the build-up play between him and Bruno and some
Xerxes was
instances
balling, man.
was
I feel like
nice.
he was the
Let me
best
tell you
player
something.
today.
Let me tell you something.
But they need more attackers to me.
Mano's coming back from injury. So, we got trying to bring him back and slowly. We thought Mano was out for the season. So I don't even know what Mano's doing out there right now, honestly. I thought Mano was out for the season. So to see him back, I'm happy. But they may be rushing the young man back. And it's probably better that he
Is
doesn't
Eriksson
start.
warranted to start for you guys?
We played on Thursday.
Yeah, I feel like they're just giving players rest, so they just put Eriksson out there. He don't
Rotation.
What about
he don't-
Casemiro? Casemiro started against Leon.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
But
Okay.
Eriksson don't suit our system none at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, he
In
first of all,
the 3-5-2.
Eriksson, I'm not sure how much Eriksson suits football anymore. The guy can't
He's older.
run.
He's proven good player. Tottenham, as you know.
He played
so
Inter
forth, so
Milan. He did his thing, but right now he
Internationally-
can't.
Tottenham's finest.
Yeah.
He's a
He
young man's
overcame a
game.
lot as a player, as we
did.
know,
Big up
who
Eriksson.
suffered cardiac
Big up
arrest.
Big up
So
Eriksson. But the guy, he can do it. We need people that could run. Look at our team, man. We need somebody that's gonna work, play hard. He just was out there taking them space.
Yeah, he was.
Lindelof was out there just taking up space, running around doing nothing. At fault for
no
2
other
goals.
defenders were there. I mean, you have
Maguire was on the bench.
That was it.
Maguire was on
So
the bench.
would you start Maguire over Lindelof?
But he played. Yeah, but he
Ain't that what
played
they've been
on
doing?
Thursday. He played on Thursday, and he just came back.
What
from
about the
injury
new
recently.
Heaven?
Yeah, he's still.
Yeah,
Heaven on
I
earth.
think
Heaven on earth ain't played yet. My man,
Play
Heaven on earth ain't played yet.
Nah, he's injured. So
He injured.
Yeah.
He was on the
Damn.
bench today.
I don't know
Was he?
why. He was on the
Yeah.
bench,
Oh.
but I don't know why.
Then he ready.
That's
Mason
that's a
Mount.
rush comeback. I
it's
would
a
not.
rush comeback.
Mason Mount from West London.
Mount was injury prone, and
Yo.
we lucky to even see this guy.
That's a big steal, that bro. Getting Heaven from Arsenal, bro. That kid is solid.
North London.
Yeah, Heaven is solid, but they stole
okay.
from us with Mason Mount.
The man
You know
of
what
the
I'm
match.
saying? They stole from us. So run through the match. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this
Talking
dude,
points,
this dude, Isak with the little flick over the top.
The flick over to Tonali, probably one of the best goals for the
nice,
season.
Nice little flick over the top to Tonali.
That raises price value about
like
15 million.
20 million.
Tonali been balling. Tonali been balling. The last few games, Tonali
Allegedly, he's been balling with the betting.
Who that, Tonali?
I don't know
Nah,
about
he's
that,
been-
but he balling.
He's just not
Tonali been
guilty.
balling for
I
them,
know
man.
on the pitch,
Yeah,
the
he been
guy
doing
is
great.
Tonali's
balling.
been balling. Yeah.
On the pitch, he's pretty
You
good.
know what I'm
Off
saying?
the
Like,
pitch,
so when
yeah.
I seen the midfield, I didn't expect nothing from us. Like, you know what I'm saying? To see us lose this game, I didn't think we was gonna lose like this. But I'm like, figured the boys would have tried a bit, but I didn't like. Come on, man! Like, look at their midfield: Tonali, Guimaraes, and Linton out there with Eriksson and Ugarte by himself.
Yeah.
Ugarte running around by himself, running around. Ugarte play died.
We talked about this. I was telling you about Ugarte. Like, I like him. He's a nice young player, but you need that compliment. Yeah, if Mayno's there, Mayno, you see him running in. Like I said, Eriksson, I don't see that player there, but you got to probably bring in that experienced player like Casemiro. But like you say, they were rotating, so I understand that. But I think the system is too much for the players and it's too defensive.
Yeah.
That's why I said I ball for players like play attacking play. I know as a coach, like, hey, it's better to have your attacking players out there than be like defensive and know that, hey, it works for a second, then you can change. But I feel like you guys play too defensive.
Every game we started balling, and we've played well with either Ahmed at wing back or when Anthony was here. at
TJ,
wing
we
back.
could go to the stats for
You know
this
what I'm
game,
saying?
please.
With them two guys at wing back playing the more attacking players at wing back, we've been better. We got 5 defenders out there back, and we still can defend. We gave up 4 goals today with 5 defenders at the back. We switched them out, brought in fresher defenders, and we still
Was
gave up 4
Dorgu
goals.
started against Lyon as
Yeah,
well?
he started against Lyon. My whole thing is we are our own downfall because no, for real, bro.
100%. Worst enemy.
We are our own
Public enemy.
public enemy.
Worst
Public
enemy
enemy
FC.
number one.
Worst
Yeah.
enemy FC.
No, bro. Today, honestly, I would say maybe Newcastle scored 1 goal that they created.
That deserved, yeah.
They
The first one.
the first one, what's the name? The
Tonali.
slip up from, I'm talking about the errors we made. The slip up from, what's the name? Mazawawi.
Yeah.
Like, we were playing on ice today, bro. I was wondering, I was telling you, why is
slipped.
only our players sliding? Like, we running, like, we just slipping. I don't know if it's the right studs.
It's a pitch. But
Nah,
You see, Newcastle is playing
St.
on the same
James
pitch
Park.
and they're not sliding up.
But I feel
Slippery
like he got the ball. Yo, he was under pressure, and the next who gave him the ball under pressure, and just maybe the pressure got to him.
But that's the thing,
still,
you running inside.
yeah, why are you running inside with it?
That's
Why
the
you
worst
running
place you want to
inside with
lose the ball. Inside, going inside. Try to, even if you lose it on the touchline, you could recover. You could, somebody could come and cover for you. But the goal, slip up by Dalo, Mazawari, and what's the name? Bayern there, give away the ball to, what's
Okay,
it?
right. Well, he kicked it right into somebody's forehead.
Yeah.
Who forward he kick it into? Bomb, jump up.
So,
of the
as we
ball.
were talking out there, with these goalkeepers we have, man, 3 of them, we can't make one.
One out the 3.
Yeah.
I've been killing y'all
Bro,
this season,
it's
man.
like,
Let me tell you something. I'm glad we dropped him though for his performance and the words he talk and
Yeah.
the rhetoric out there in these streets.
You can't back up your chats.
Can't back up no chat. The man don't need to show
You
up
said
no more.
Onana,
The man
Onana
need to show
deserve.
up
As
no
we get
more.
into the real talk, waste man, he probably deserves one.
Nah, he can get up. He can get
He's
it.
gonna get a real.
get it.
Yes,
He's gonna get one. He deserves the award.
So yeah, these dudes. So looking at the stats, even like, look at the stats here.
The passing, similar possession, more
similar.
passing,
possession, but
less shots.
But that's skewed because we had the ball more. They let us have the ball. Towards the end of the game, they just let us have the ball.
All you need is one chance and opportunity.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was probably a foul with Barnes before on that play when he scored his first goal, where he ran up and then
I would
scored.
think
So
that this is the result.
I feel like it's probably a referee call decision to say, "Hey,
Well, Mazraoui slipped on that goal. He slipped.
I feel like it's a slide. Yeah, he slipped. He was trying to run into
Wasn't
it.
no
I don't
foul,
feel like
man.
it was.
Don't get these dudes nothing. They don't deserve nothing. You gotta earn what you get. You don't get nothing, man. These dudes is finished. Let's move
So let's get into the table. TJ, can you show to us the table, the top half of the table, and then we'll get into the lower half from the English Premier League for the weekend where we end off. Your last thoughts for Manchester United.
Last thoughts was, we was luckily going into halftime 1-1. I thought maybe we.
I
could
thought
just,
that was very impressive.
maybe we could just hold it down and steal something. You're just hopeful for that, but I don't know if it's fatigue with the players or what. But you can't hope for nothing with these dudes. You can't ever rely on them for nothing. So you get what you get with these cats, man. Burgers, yo.
Man,
So, well said, yeah. Thank you.
burgers, yeah.
Not in and out.
If I was on to consistency again, like we honestly we played a good game against Lyon midweek. Apart from the errors that happened, and to come down to this level again, it's like why? How could you be up here 1 week next week like that? It's like you doing seesaw.
But you see, is the players.
It's the players.
And it's the players that's out there.
Yeah.
Like when he put certain players out, let me tell you something, man. When the guy put certain players out there, when the guy have Xerxes, well, we ain't gonna see him for a while, but Xerxes out there with Mainu and Xerxes, Mainu out there with Bruno. We balling.
Yeah, no.
We do some things.
And
You know what I'm saying?
Luke
Put some
Shaw.
stuff together.
I feel like Bruno
You know what I'm saying? We put some stuff together.
Bruno plays better when he plays in that sixth position.
In that deeper role.
Yeah, the deeper role.
Put Bruno deeper in the
Yeah.
deeper role. If we could put Kobe up front there,
Yeah.
Casemiro out there. Come on, man. If we could put Casemiro
Does that
next to
system
Bruno,
fit for y'all? 3-5-2.
Xerxes up there. When the coach does that, our team changes, and that's when we start to finally progress forward into the game.
So let me ask you.
But he doesn't do it all the time.
I don't think
He just doesn't do that all the time. He's trying to showcase players like Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund, and that's what we don't understand.
I don't
We
think
don't
he has his
understand.
team. He doesn't have. Not to cut you. You think he has his actual team?
Nah,
of
you
players,
know
what I'm
he
saying? Like,
don't.
So he can need that
But
time.
you do know who you do have.
Yeah, it's by the time you know who
I don't
you
got
have.
I don't got what I need.
Yeah.
But I got these cats.
Exactly.
So why don't we see more of them
Exactly.
together? Why don't we see more of them together?
Yeah. No,
Instead
you're
of
absolutely right.
Mixing them
You're
actually.
absolutely right, bro.
Come on, man. We see, he can't stop playing Dallo at right back. He can't stop doing it.
I need more options. We need to go hit the transfer market.
He need a window.
All right, we'll get into where Manchester United is 14th right now in the lower half of the table.
How much
Well, let's get into the
losses
first,
they got?
the top half. We got
14 losses.
Liverpool.
We're 3 points away from the 17th position, you know.
Yeah. Everton is on us.
Yeah.
With Wolves
Everton
win, they
is
on
above.
us.
Everton
Everton
is
is
above
above
us. Yeah.
Wait, first
Yeah, we
before
gotta
we'll
get
get into
there.
the lower half of the
We gotta
table.
Nah, yeah,
Thank
I gotta
you for
wait.
the final
Yeah, we
I gotta wait my
on
turn.
that.
I gotta wait my turn. My bad.
The top half of the table, we have Arsenal, 13 points behind Liverpool, Nottingham Forest in third with 57. Newcastle United with the win today, raising up into fourth position,
With a game in
56 with a game in hand. 31 games played. Manchester City, 32 games played with 55 points in fifth place. Chelsea, that we talked about earlier with the 2-2 draw with Ipswich Town, 54 points, tied up with Aston Villa, 7th right behind them, and Fulham, who play Bournemouth tomorrow in 8th position. Brighton, Hove Albion, 9th, and Bournemouth 10 run out the top half of the table. Very interesting top half of the table, you guys.
This is the same city that had the worst season of their existence, I feel, son. They screechy back.
Not of their existence.
Aston Villa still in Champions League.
Not of their existence.
Aston Villa still in Champions League with a
yeah.
close, although they're down to PSG, 3-1 in the Champions League in the second leg coming up for them.
Yeah, they're finished. PSG.
In 7th position right now, tied up with Chelsea. Manchester City, as you know, who took a drop off majorly. Nottingham Forest, surprisingly, with one of the Premier League head coaches of the year, of the season, over my head coach, Nuno Espirito Santos, who should be, to me, is my top coach of the year. He beat us.
Well,
along with Fulham.
I can't say that because this is your coach's first season.
I know, but I'm saying,
that.
but I mean, for transforming the team around when Nottingham Forest wasn't in.
I think they're
the
gonna
top
raise
half
out
of
the
the
top
table.
4, but I think they had a good blind for the season so far. But they about to.
They got a few games to see if they can hold on for dear
and that'd
life.
be the thing. When you bet up there,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy up there. If you don't belong,
Brighton
they
Munich,
before.
as we call him,
You gonna read
aka
out yourself.
Brighton and Hove
If you
Albion.
don't,
Sometimes you can't breathe
belong
up there.
yeah.
Sometimes, you know what I mean.
Brighton and Hove Albion, aka Brighton Munich,
Brighton Munich,
as we call
Brighton
them.
Munich.
They fell off, you know what I'm
Yeah,
They
saying?
fell off a
definitely
little
fell
bit.
off.
And Bournemouth,
Yeah.
shocking
Bournemouth was
surprises
alright, man, too. They was
who beaten
alright.
some top teams this year.
They
But that's a good season for Bournemouth, man. They was
Let's get
above-
into
they
the
was
lower
punching
half.
above their weight.
Yeah, they was
TG,
starting
for me?
off high.
Please, as we go into the lower half. Now is your turn.
Wow.
For first, we'll start with Brentford, who had a 1-1 draw with Arsenal, 40 and with 43
Yo.
points. And Crystal Palace right behind them with top prospects Eze.
Yo, let me
as
tell you
well.
something.
Matete, top striker.
We had 30-something points since like when, fam? Since like January.
Last December?
December. I thought it was
December,
December.
They've been going from November.
White Clef, my G. White Clef.
What? Give a kiss to my mother, fam. But this is disgusting, yo.
Yo, Everton, the spoilers. The spoilers.
Who that?
Everton, 38 points with
I honestly
Moisey.
thought Everton was gonna get
Shock
relegated.
surprises.
I
I,
thought so, too.
I hope and pray
always-
for them every
they
time,
always-
like Movado, that they get
Yeah,
relegated.
They hope and pray.
Then Manchester United tied up with Everton, 38 points. Goal differential. Tottenham Hotspur, very disappointed
So
with Andrew
bad, yo.
Postecoglou, who might get
Drostakoglu, what they call
who might
him.
get sacked.
Drostakoglu.
Postecoglou.
Terrible, bro.
Wolverhampton Wonders with the win.
Pasta, no clue.
Pasta, no clue.
Pasta, no clue at all.
He has no clue what's going on with a big club, Tottenham
It's the
Hotspur.
same when I say he wins stuff in the second season.
Wolverhampton Wanderers, with 35 points with West Ham United, who took the 2-1 loss. And then the bottom 3 relegation zone from 18th to 20th position. Ipswich Town, 21. Leicester City, the Foxes with James Vardy and Dale Cordova-Reeves, shout out him, Jamaica International, and Southampton at the bottom with 10 points.
So only Southampton is relegated so far.
Yeah, they out because
They the only one so
they,
far,
they
right?
gone.
If they finish with 10 points, they don't reach 11, then
I
they're
feel
probably
like
the worst
history,
team
yeah.
in Premier League history to get
Yeah,
relegated
history.
with like 10
Right.
points.
I bet. So you heard what you just said about them?
Yeah. Happens.
It took a hat trick from our right wing back for us to beat them.
Oh, from
bad?
Ahmad.
So how bad are Man United?
Yeah.
Terrible.
The team that's relegated, it took a hat trick in the last dying, amazing moments for us to beat them guys. So what that tell you about us?
I mean, it's not nice records, I'm sure, but I mean, still, it's still just.
Yo,
I
not
mean,
nice.
still, I
And my
understand. I
mama
hear your
like a
plight, bro. I'm not
wounded
gonna front. I mean, I shouldn't have anything to do
dog.
with what happened. Ipswich took, matter of fact, Ipswich took 4 points up off of us, if I'm not mistaken, for the season. And look what they've been down here. bottom feeding for the
Dundee.
majority. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying?
Well, that's how it goes in the world. Let's see which teams from as the world turns. Let's see which teams rise up in the championship spot. But we don't worry about that as we focus on our top teams of Liverpool FC, Manchester United, and Chelsea FC. Any final thoughts? And then we'll get into the Real Talk Roundtable segment. Of course, the Real Talk segment is where we talk about Keep It Real, talk about F1, NBA, anything Wasteman, red card of the week. As we finish talking about our teams, I know there's a lot to talk about in the world of sports, but it's definitely our time. Big up our sponsors once again. One Step Closer for all your travel needs, Global Meds Radio, and of course by any other name. Of course, big up the homie Ted, of course. For this one of the sponsors by any other name. Let's get into the Real Talk. What you got for us, Yeyo?
Real talk, you want to start with Real Talk, how I felt about United, or Real Talk?
Let's talk about for any team. Yeah, I always want to, because I feel like Yeyo had a lot on your mind. You had a lot to discuss, and even talk about with Manchester because you're just sick and tired.
I'm sick and tired. I've been sick and tired. So, you know what? I think I said all I had to say about those bums. But I will touch on this. Pause. You feel what I'm saying? I will say, we want to get rid of Ten Hag for getting us our lowest point tally, 58 points. We have 38 now. You know what I'm saying? We're 20 points behind that. We can't possibly
reach 58.
Thank you. We can't even reach that. So once again, right?
Yeah, let him go in the middle of the season.
Mark Morris.
Once again, right? So now, on top of that, we know we don't got the players. We sticking with this system. We letting the players die out there. Like, you can't blame the coach for the players we got, but he not helping them. So that's something we need to look at. Next thing I'd say is, besides that, if we got no leaders, is bullshit all around. The board, we raising prices. We wanna buy a state.
Said you almost went bankrupt. If you didn't lay off those people.
That's crazy. See what I'm saying?
You lost cash. You didn't.
And this is the thing, going bankrupt, bro.
How?
Why would they buy the
y'all
club?
Are one of the biggest clubs.
No, this is the thing.
It's y'all in Liverpool,
bro. Why buy the club? You don't have Chelsea, no money. Might as well sell it to the guy from what's the name?
Saudi.
The Saudi guy.
Yeah, but if he sold it to them, then they would have been complete control over.
No, but might as well.
No, it's a political reasoning for that. No,
they don't want to give it up.
They don't want to give it up.
They still want influence.
League.
You know, it's about money.
Yeah. Yo, bro.
That's what it's all about.
Yo, bro. Since my man Sir Alex left, fams, we going down and we hoping for better, but it's down. You see where we was at. We 3 points off the bottom.
Yeah.
Next step is relegation.
Yeah.
So bad.
I don't think it'll happen. And they've been talking about a new stadium for
bad. Let's get
for Manchester.
Let's get a new stadium and let's get relegated. Mm-hmm. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at.
Everton have a new stadium, and they might get relegated maybe next season.
As I don't look like it. Not if we do.
Yeah. As a fan, you're so hopeful. Every game, I watch us. Mm-hmm. I go in with the hope of us doing good. I know it's not the reality, but just as a fan, I'm so hopeful every time. I'm like, damn, I know we're gonna lose, but I'm still hopeful. And it's
gotta
crazy.
have hope. I always have hope in my team.
No, I do.
Yeah. Even when we lose,
I don't care who plays.
Yeah.
I saw the lineup today.
I was hoping y'all would beat Newcastle today.
As much as you said that, I still was hoping because it's 0-0. So I'm like, anything could happen.
I think Liverpool haven't really had any. I think y'all have more like continuity in terms of how y'all run y'all business. Like, we got a bunch of jump hand selectors when it comes to the business of football. You know what I mean?
Chelsea now with the new ownership.
With the ownership, and it's a lot of financial reasons that's making this, and they're not making football related decisions.
You guys are signing players. You guys are signing players for like for 7-year contracts. That's like baseball contracts.
Again, the reason why we're doing that is because, let's say it's a roll of a dice. Let's say we keep one of them for a year or two and they actually start accelerating and doing really well. Yeah, well, y'all gonna have to pay top dollar for that length of period of it. It's really crazy, but I don't.
You guys let us know what you think out there in the comments, and
we wilding, that's for sure.
You know what I mean?
So all right, bet then. So I'm done with that for the real talk.
Let's keep it rolling.
So moving forward, I talk about my Knicks. My Knicks, we out here. We in third place. We about to play Detroit Pistons in the first round of the playoffs.
Boys.
You know what I'm saying? We just lost to them cats, but OG and Hart wasn't there, so can't judge that game. I'm hoping to get by on some experience.
Yeah.
Detroit don't have the experience because Detroit gave us problems this season. We had a lot of problems this season with a lot of East Coast teams, a lot of close victories. You know what I'm saying? They got Brunson up for clutch player of the year because his heroics at the end of the season. We had too much close games this season. I don't like it, but let's see what we do. You know, Knicks is looking all right. Let's go into the postseason with some strength and some momentum. You know what I'm saying? So besides that, the West Coast is still crazy. West Coast going down to the last day of the season.
Damn.
West Coast is them dudes. OKC is good in first, and Houston is good in second. I think LA is good in third, but everybody else, man, Clippers and Golden State is having a close game right now. That game got ramifications, put you down into the play-in position. You know what I'm saying? So depending on how that go, well, final OT Clippers won. Clippers won, man. So it's looking like Golden State is gonna be in the play-in.
Damn.
After Draymond been talking all that garbage, but you know what I'm saying? But that's what Draymond get. Because he talked too much.
You see, what's the name? Suns didn't make it.
Suns ain't making nothing.
Didn't make the
Suns
playoffs.
are done.
You know, they got
Suns
some
done.
people on the squad.
Sunset for them.
Niggas said
Real sunset for them. Yeah.
Sunset for real. Durant tight out there, so Durant is out.
He's probably gonna get a trade.
Yeah, he's out.
He looking for a trade. He out. Durant is tight. The coach can't even talk to him, yo. Like Durant is tight. So, yeah. So we'll see, man. Playoffs gonna start soon, so we'll see. Knicks ain't in no playing, but we got a lot to prove. We didn't beat Boston at all this season. We didn't beat Cleveland at all this season. So in the second round of the playoffs, we got to see one of them. You know what I mean? So we gonna have to step it up. So moving forward from that,
Hope the Knicks do it for New York
go
City.
New
Brooklyn
York.
is not in it.
Nah, Brooklyn was terrible.
No way, they just
bad season, Brooklyn.
It's just a
heard
arena.
the
Barclays
bad
is just
thing
an arena.
that's
It's not
early,
even a basketball center. It's just an arena for concerts for Vibes Cartel to perform.
Cartel to perform.
Cartel,
man.
There's a concert arena. Right?
That's all it is. It's not a basketball arena.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, Knicks all day.
And Liberty.
Yeah, Liberty.
Oh,
yeah.
New York
the
Liberty
Liberty.
won. Yeah,
Big
bless
up
up
the
the New York
Liberty.
Liberty.
Best up the ladies, yo.
All right, so let's get into TJ. Let's get into the F1.
So all right, currently right now in the world of F1, big news is my man Hamilton has been out there in Ferrari. He doing his thing. Hasn't been getting the results he really been looking for, but doing okay. Doing okay. He's stepping it up. 6th place, 7th place, 8th place finishes. Gaining points for the team. I think he has about what they say right there. He has about 25 points overall for the season so far. So compared to 77,
The season just started.
Season just started, a few races. So I think Lando got to win this season. I think Piastri got to win. Verstappen got to win. I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's been about 3-4 races so far.
Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari was big, shifting the world of F1 racing because he left Mercedes.
It shifted a lot of things. So,
But McLaren is still doing good.
In shifting that, right? So now the guy right above Hamilton actually driving for Williams, Carlos Sainz, used to drive for Ferrari. So that's a direct shift right there. And honestly, he's doing better because he's actually underneath Hamilton. Yeah, no, he's above. Am I wilding? He's not even up there. No, he's not even up there. I'm looking at the other thing on my screen here, so I'm wilding. So up here, Albon is the big Williams driver. So Sykes traded places with Hamilton. He's driving for Williams, but Hamilton is doing better as we speak with 25 points.
How many points do you get for a victory?
25. And I think second place goes about 18. Then from there it goes down by about 2.
How many races per year?
It's in a season, I don't even remember how much races in the season right now. But maybe it's a long season, 2 halves of the season, about 20 races, 20-something races.
That's crazy.
A lot of races.
Crazy.
We
How
have
much
100-something
points?
points by the end of the season.
We were just saying about this dude. He was doing some
Antonelli.
Antonelli, my man Antonelli, he doing really well. He's the guy that took over for Mercedes from Hamilton. He's a rookie actually right now.
Okay.
So he's running. He's the best rookie. He's the only rookie up there in the top 10. So he's the rookie that's balling right now.
Nice.
So it's Piastri. He's another young racer for
Piastri
McLaren.
just win.
Piastri won today at Bahrain GP.
Yeah.
He won today. Lando came third. George Russell came second. That's why George Russell Mercedes is doing pretty well.
He's up there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
But
it's like a big.
yeah, it's a little gap after that. You know, Leclerc is the top Ferrari driver, but they saying is not that way. But Leclerc been there for a few years. He's established. Hamilton is the greatest ever.
Yeah.
But still.
Well, what are they? Like the stadiums that they race here in the States.
They race at Vegas. They race at
Is it Long? They have one in
Texas.
Long Beach. Too.
They have a Long Beach, California? They're in Long Beach, California.
I know. I'm asking. I'm not too sure.
I don't think they have it on the circuit for this year. No, but they have a lot of raceways.
Yeah,
out there.
okay.
They may probably used to run one over there in Long Beach, but I'm not sure. I don't think they use that. That's more ISMA racing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man. So Piastri ran them today. He did his thing, and he's stepping it up. And now he's only 3 points behind Lando. Australian
from McLaren.
Yeah, there's like about his I think his second, third season. So.
Right.
I don't know what McLaren gonna do now. You know, who you gonna prioritize? You know,
At the both.
what
The
strategy you gonna use? You got the emerging star.
Yeah.
But Lando been there, and you owe Lando. You know what I'm saying? Because Lando been building up the thing out there for McLaren.
So he's a New Zealand guy and
a Brit.
Yeah, a Brit.
Lando is a Brit. Lando is nice. He's nice, yo. And Verstappen is the current world champion 4 times. So
I've been hearing Verstappen name for years. For years.
So this season is much better than last season. Season is competitive. Last season, my man Verstappen ran away with it. It was no question, you know. Red Bull just dropped their driver. They dropped the rookie. Well, not even a rookie. They dropped Lawson down.
Gave him his wings.
They gave him his wings. You know what I'm saying? Sent them back down to to the sister club, and they brought up Yuki Tsunoda.
Okay.
So Yuki has been driving
Japanese?
well. Yeah, Japanese.
Okay.
So he's been driving well for for Red Bull Racing.
Relegated.
So now they moved him up. They moved him up now. So we'll see what he do if he could build up the thing. He been driving a little better, but still he's still doing what he do. He's not doing no better than he usually does. He usually gets around like 12th place, 10th place, something like that. So that's what he's doing. We'll see if he can step it up for Red Bull. They need somebody to help them fight McLaren. Because you can see the 2 McLarens is up there, the 2 Mercedes are up there, and the 2 Ferraris are up there. So in the Constructors Championship, there's 2 championships you could win every season in Formula One racing. You could win the individual drivers championship, and then you could win the constructors, the team overall. Yeah. So last year,
which one is a bigger prize?
It was
The
Ferrari.
individual?
Last
the
year
individual's bigger for the
right?
for the racer, but the team winning, you know, is big for the team.
Yeah.
Won it last year. Red Bull,
No,
Ferrari.
McLaren won last year.
McLaren.
So when McLaren winning last year, McLaren gets to line up closest in the paddock.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To where the start of the line is. So when they pit, they all the way up there. When when they set up, they all the way close. So that's the advantage. The worst you do, you all at the end of the line.
Back.
When you set up your stuff, you got to walk it all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Like a lead. So
Don't be led if you're last.
don't be a lead. You know what
If
I'm
you're
saying?
last, then
If
you
you're second,
end up
you're
a-
last. So that's what it is right now.
Any final thoughts? Yeah, go ahead.
No.
Ty.
I was just I wanted to talk about the Real Madrid Arsenal
Oh,
game.
yeah.
That was a big surprise.
Talk about some
One of the
good
best
things for that.
games.
Big surprise.
You saw those free kicks?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Declan Rice, I didn't know he had those in his arsenal. No pun
Declan.
intended.
Could they be that older?
White
player?
like Declan, white like rice.
White like rice.
Yeah,
Rice,
nah,
He
he
did good, man. That was crazy.
that was surprising, to be honest. I honestly thought it would have been a closer game, maybe a 2-1. I was saying Real
I don't even
Madrid,
think
but
people what they was gonna win anyway.
yeah, but no, going to Bernabeu, you know, anything could
That's a
happen.
lot of pressure.
Well, let me
on
tell you.
Madrid, though.
TJ, you could put
Madrid-
back the logo, please.
Madrid tried to be too clever with some Valverde at right back.
Oh, yeah,
That
why?
was stupid.
Yeah.
They did run that before.
Yeah, but that was again.
This wasn't the right
They
time.
thought
to
they
do it.
disrespected Arsenal with
Yeah,
that, and Arsenal
yeah,
made them pay.
yeah.
So
And they
let's
put
see.
Alaba too. You have this guy playing better. The guy, the left back Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia,
Yeah,
the
they
young
could've-
So,
Yeah.
bro, why?
Experience, probably.
Yeah,
to try to roll
bro.
with.
Mendy injured.
Mendy injured, yeah.
Injured.
You know, that's the reason why. one
Saka,
of them.
bro, Saka right now, Saka has the most created chances in any player in all over Europe.
Yeah,
And you're gonna put a guy who just came back from injury is not even 100%. Alaba, that bro,
crazy.
you saw that.
That's what
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
So
Who was it? Goes
They got
by
beat down.
2 by Rice, 1 by Marino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
Yo,
one.
they got
Moreno go-
And a
Marino
red
as
card
striker,
for Real
and
Madrid.
he's not-
Camavinga got a red
Camavinga.
card.
How they letting
So,
it rot,
Yeah,
bro?
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
A
But
lot of
still,
players missing from this second leg too, because I think
Ooh.
Vinny is gonna be missing. The
So
kid,
that's it, Dundada for Real Madrid.
huh?
it
Could be.
Let's see.
It
And then
could
who
be.
would they face in the next round? PSG or the
They
winner
better
of
hope they don't
PSG
run
Aston
into
Villa?
PSG.
Yeah,
No, but
it'll be the winner of PSG
Aston Villa
Villa.
done because
Yeah.
The
PSG
Villas
got
get it
too
done,
much.
yeah.
You saw them
Yeah.
goals
Come on, man.
by Kvaratskhelia and Dembele,
Nah,
and the
that's
young
alright.
man. What's the young
Desire,
man
do
name?
it. Do it.
Due was crazy.
Yeah, nah, they
So
don't
that's
got
it,
enough
man.
firepower for that.
So Arsenal definitely they may not finish.
Honestly, I'm not gonna say definitely because, bro, I see Real Madrid. If any team, I would say it's Real Madrid or City could come back on any team in this
have
league.
to score
They
3
going back-
goals.
They going back to
Bernabeu.
Bernabeu.
So
They're going back to
who you
Spain.
got for the Champions League right now?
Yeah,
Who you got? Who
get
you
your
got?
picks, Jim.
I'm,
win it all?
I'm a Real Madrid fan, so
Still going with
yeah,
that.
I'm a
It's
Real
crazy.
Madrid. Yeah,
Who you got?
I mean, who else is in this? PSG and there's another club that I was looking at. I think PSG might actually
Barcelona.
Yeah, see, I don't know. If I had to choose, I probably might go PSG.
I go PSG as well.
I
I
think
like to see
PSG, yeah, that's a
PSG.
big- that's a
They
big
never
pick
want to
too.
let them
Yeah.
win something.
I gotta go Barcelona.
Barca.
I gotta go Barca to finish it.
So to wrap it up,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, for the week show, let's go with who get the Waste Man Award for the week.
This man,
I got my
Waste Man for me, my Waste Man is Amarin for the Amarin is the Waste Man with Man United and the board. All three of them get Waste Man. Amarin for persistence, the board for being liars and with their bullshit,
yeah.
and the players for being suckers, yo. So that's it, man.
I'm going with CFC's board, their owners. I mean, they've been consistently putrid throughout the whole time they've been at Chelsea since the inception. So I think they're eternal wastemen.
Yes, man, them man.
Yeah, Maresca. I don't want to get a Maresca, man. Just the board. I'm good.
My waste man is Onana. Yeah, he's
Still wasted.
still.
been waiting.
been
Oh my god, he's a
consistent.
garbage man.
He's been
He's
consistent.
a dope.
Sanitation.
Sanitation worker.
Shooter.
Yeah.
Straight.
Sanitation.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Sanitation worker.
Yes, man. Damn.
Yeah.
For me and recent, it's probably been Andy Robertson.
Really?
He's been like inconsistent.
I think y'all ready to
Of
chop.
course, against Fulham, no, like I watch my team. I don't know, like
It's time to go, bro.
like
Yeah,
Andy
I feel so
Robertson
too.
has just been inconsistent.
He
Been
did his
doing
thing.
things and like you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're not. Then even after you make the mistake by crossing the ball across the 18-yard box, the ball deflects in off of you after the shot from Iwobi of all people.
He's ready for a mid-team
You know what I
table.
mean?
son. I
Like
gotta
he
let
just
him
needs
go.
to go away.
Table team.
He's
Table
ready
team.
to go.
So-
Yeah. He's ready to
That
go.
would be my person, my
Yes, man,
of the
them
week,
man.
waste man.
Come back,
Andy Robertson for that. Any final thoughts? We'll go around starting from Ty across the room for Soccer Circle Real Talk as well.
Man, for me, I just want us to qualify for this next round. I hope we, put all these defeats behind us and try to focus, because this is the only way we could get into Europe next year. Like I say, I'm a hopeful fan, but yeah, that's my final thought. Yeah.
J-Man.
Man, I hope we just get the trophy. If we don't win this conference league, it'll be absolutely shambolic on us this season. We have no choice but to win that. So good luck, Chelsea.
Will you be playing in Europe next year? Quickly.
I can't even.
Yeah, I feel like they
John
will.
no belief.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
If he knew, he'd be like,
I can't
yes.
even. I can't
He's
even.
a John
Look what just
Star.
happened against John O'Star. We lost against Ipswich.
All
Man,
right.
I don't know.
So hopefully we're making out
Man,
Yeyo.
like I said, I hope for a 1-0 win. We'll see what happened. To win the Europa League, I doubt it, man. But that's really all we got to hope for because the league is a joke. So, move
Long
forward.
gone.
Yeah.
All right. For my last final thoughts on Liverpool, hope we just finish off the league, but definitely need to spend in the summer transfer. But we'll talk more about that next time coming up on Soccer Circle Real Talk. I want to host on behalf of Yeyo, J-Man, and Ty, King Yeyo, of course, the whole Liverpool FC, Chelsea FC, and Manchester United on Father Quest. Thank you for tuning for another episode. Make sure you tune in out there on YouTube, Soccer Circle Real Talk. Make sure you go on Instagram, of course. Listen, like, subscribe, and share on Pandora, SoundCloud, iTunes, all the things they got out there playing these podcasts right now. And make sure you put a comment underneath, and we'll get back to you on the next episode of Soccer Circle Real Talk. On behalf of that, good night.